everyone, it's Sharonda from Pay or Wait. So today I'm going to be reviewing American Horror Story 1984, Season 9, Episode 4, True Killers. Okay, are y'all off my neck? Because I got a crick in my neck because y'all been on my neck about this review. But I am here. Let me get this review out so y'all can start commenting on all my posts talking about where's this American Horror Story review. Somebody said that's going to curse me out. I don't want no problems. So let's get into this episode. So we saw at the end of last week's episode where Montana kissed Ramirez. And I was like, did I miss something? What happened? Like, where was I? Did I need to rewatch an episode? But we are let in that Montana, she was doing drugs and teaching her man aerobics class. I said, okay, girl, you're going to find you a man. You're going to do a men only aerobics class. And so she's doing that. And then Ramirez, he's like watching her in the class from outside, all like a little creep. And then he walks in, and then she was like, she called him Rambo. And I was like, girl, I mean, I could see the Rambo resemblance. Then he called her Bubblegum Barbie. I was just like, okay, so I guess they was both there for the shade today. And we see that while she's teaching the aerobics class that this dude, Rye, was like, I just want to hear Cyndi Lauper. And then she was like, shut up, Rye. And then Rye got out. He was like all upset. He storms out, you know. And then Ramirez didn't take too well to that because he likes Billy Idol. He was feeling it. He was like grooving and stuff. I said, okay, all right, Ramirez, get your little groove thing on. And so we see that the class is over. I thought it was really disrespectful of the janitor to just turn the lights off while she was still in there. I was like, you are mad disrespectful. But then she walks into the locker room, and then she sees Rye's body, his guts and stuff hanging out, and then she didn't even flinch. She was just looking like, And then we see Ramirez, and then she slapped the ish out of him. I was like, girl, what? And he was even looking at her crazy, and she's like, that's the most effed up thing that anyone has ever done for me. And they started making out, and I was really grossed out when he licked her bloody feet. I was just like, you are so nasty. And then they nasty behinds gonna sit up there and have sex in all of Rye's blood. I was just like, y'all didn't want to go somewhere clean? Like, how did the blood even get all the way over there to where y'all let all cover in it? Is that sanitary? Like, did you get something inside of you? These are just the little things that were going through my mind. And so we finally find out that, you know, she knew Ramirez ahead of time. She's the one who sent him to go basically get Brooke. And then we find out the missing link that most people got was that Sam was Montana's sister. And so that's why she wants to seek revenge, because she was like, she slept with him, and then my brother died because of this raggedy old heifer. So I'm trying to work on my words because my mom been watching some of my videos and she went off on me today. So we see that Trevor, Chet, and Xavier, they're together. Chet still messed up because he like landed on the little thing. So he all delirious. And then they carry him around and he ends up passing out. They get him into one of the cabins. I guess the nursing cabin. He passes out, and then Trevor stabs him with some adrenaline so he could wake back up. And I was just like, I don't think Chet gonna make it, y'all, because it's just, ooh, that wound looks so bad. But I thought it was real disrespectful. So in the middle of it, Xavier remembers Blake's car. He's like, this is how we can get out. And then basically, they just said Chet's about to go with him, and they're like, Chet, sit your ass down. Like, what are you about to do? We will come back and find you. And then he's like, here, this will keep you safe. What is a pair of scissors supposed to do when you got two serial killers out on the loose? What was the scissors supposed to do? He can't even move. I just thought that was mad disrespectful as well. And so Xavier and Trevor go on they separate save-a-hole missions. Really, it was just Trevor who went. No, they both went on a save-a-hole mission because they were trying to get Birdie, the cook, and then also Margaret, crazy behind. I don't know why they was trying to go and get her because she was dumb enough to even open this camp. I would have left her. I'm just telling you how it is. So we see that Trevor goes and finds Margaret. He's like, hey, we gotta go. She's looking at these two dead bodies. And she was like, no, we have campers coming. I said, girl, F them damn kids. I don't care about them kids. Stay here right now. We gotta save ourselves. And then she's like, no, I ain't gonna go. Then Trevor just looking at her crazy. He run off. And then Xavier ends up finding Birdie. Birdie making some sandwiches. She was like, I'm just trying to help the kids. You know, they gonna feel sad about being in this new environment. So I'm gonna make them sandwiches. And I was like, but you holding a cigarette while you making the sandwiches? Like, that's not going to, like, they not gonna smell the cigarettes? Can they taste the cigarettes? Like, wouldn't that still be, like, on their sandwiches in the first place? These are just the little things that I think about. I just thought that was really unsanitary, Birdie. And so Xavier trying to tell her, like, look, we gotta go. Like, it's a killer, Mr. Jingles. And she's not believing him. But then They hear that jingle. Mr. Jingles came to play. And then so Xavier gets under the lunch table, wherever the hell they at. And then she starts talking to him like, what made you come back? And then he asked her that. And then she was like, I want to help Margaret find closure. And then she's like, let me make you a sandwich, PB&J, just like you like it. Everything seemed to be going fine. And then Xavier, dumbass, he dropped the damn flashlight. So then Mr. Jingles tried to kill both of them. So he slashes Birdie. And then he takes Xavier, puts Xavier into this oven, turns the oven on, locks him in. And then I was like, dang, he really just gonna cook him to death. I just thought that was just the level of disrespect, like this entire episode. It was just way too much. But we see that Birdie ends up surviving all these little stab wounds, and she lets Xavier out of the oven. He burnt, face burnt, hands burnt, probably smelled like a little rotisserie chicken at this point. And then Birdie was like, kill me. I don't know if she said it like that, but she looked at him, but then he looked at her like, I don't want to do this. And she's like, do it. And then he stabs her. And then when he stands up, he look in the mirror, he see that he looking like a rotisserie chicken. And then he just don't know what to do. But in the meantime, we got to talk about Brooke old dumb behind. So she wakes up in the cabin. She runs out. She barely misses, get cut by a trap. But then she gets caught in another trap. I was like, ma'am, if you saw the first trap, wouldn't you have been on the lookout for other traps? Maybe that's just too much logical thinking, but this is based on slasher film, so everybody got to make dumb decisions and hopefully they die. So that's when Donna comes out. She basically tells Brooke like what she's up to, and then Donna leave her behind, and then Montana ends up finding her, and then Montana finds her, and then she was like, you are so brave. I was like, Montana, you're really selling this bit right now. So she goes to find something to cut her out, and then in the meantime, she runs into her boo thing, Ramirez, and then I don't know what the hell he doing. He like cutting his hand to ask Satan, tell me where she is. I don't know what the hell this kid is doing at this point. Montana tells him, hey, your prayers have been answered. The beast is in the woods. She in a bear trap, vulnerable. Do your thing, boo. Do your thing. So when he goes, he finds her, but then Mr. Jingles shows up. So then they start fighting. Then in the midst of all of this, actually I'll finish that out. So they fighting, they slashing each other. Jingles getting some hits in, slashing them and stuff. Ramirez got some hits in. Brooke trying to get out of the little thing because they pushing her, so she just swindling back and forth. And so it looked like Ramirez was about to win because he like cut him on his like leg. He like fell down a little bit. But then Jingles got his ass. He he basically lifts him up and then pushes him onto like a little tree branch on a tree, and then it's just all through his mouth. I was just like, ooh, that had to hurt Ramirez. But in the meantime, Donna is looking for the bushes. Then Montana finds her because Brooke had told her, hey, that's not Rita, like she's somebody else. So she finds Donna. They start fighting. Of course, they gotta fall down the hill. It looked like Donna was about to hit her with a rock, but then Montana hit her and knocked her. I was like, you gotta knock the F out. But after that, she sees that Ramirez is dead, and so Montana like runs away. Did she see Ramirez was dead? You know what, y'all? I don't even know. My memory bad. I just watched it and I totally forgot that quickly. But somehow we see that Brooke got to lose because Mr. Jingles went to look for Brooke. She's out of the whole bear trap, so we don't know where she went. But in the meantime, we got to focus on Margaret. So Margaret is having a flashback, and then we see, I thought Margaret was like a young person then, but she looked exactly the same. I don't know if the pigtail's supposed to make her look younger, but she was one of the counselors. So she was being bullied by the counselors. She's talking to Mr. Jingles, or Benji, like she likes to call him. And then he was making a bear for her, which we saw her holding, present day in the cabin. And so basically, he tells her, like, I'll do anything to protect you. And then she was like, you'll do anything. No, he said that. Y'all, my memory is so bad. It's this diet. I just can't even remember nothing no more because I'm so hungry. But I thought it was really trifling nasty when she licked his blood. I don't know what the hell it is with people in here licking blood and stuff. But he was like, I'll do anything to protect you, girl. I love you, girl. That's not what he said, but I'm just saying. So she hands him the knife back. So when they go back to present day, she praying, and then Mr. Jingles come in, and then she was like, you answer my prayers, Mr. Jingles. And so basically, we get the big reveal that Margaret, crazy behind, was the one that actually killed all those people because they was making fun of her. And then she pinned it on Mr. Jingles because she was listening to his Vietnam story. So she set him up, framed this innocent man who was in love with her. And basically he went to shock therapy. So now I can understand why he killed the therapist. Like it was payback. Like she was giving him shock therapy. And so he lost his memory from all of the shock therapy and the drugs that they were putting inside of him to where he actually thought that he was the killer. And so afterwards, and then he looks at her and he was just like, F you, Margaret. And he charges after her, and then she shoots him, and then he falls down, and then Trevor walks in and she has a knife. He's like, oh great, you got him. But then she ended up killing Trevor, slashes his ear off, and then when she goes to try to take the necklace from Mr. Jingles, she realized this fool then got away. So Mr. Jingles is just limping, I don't know what the hell he doing. He talked about it was never me. He run into Xavier. I was like, Lord, he finna kill him. But he was like, it wasn't me. And then Brooke finds Xavier, and then Xavier turns around and Jingles ain't there. So then what happened? So then we see an explosion happen, and then we see that it was Blake's car that was set on fire, and it's Margaret, Chet, Xavier, and Brooke. No. Montana, Brooke, Xavier, Chet, and Margaret. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. My mind is just bad. So Margaret's like, he killed Trevor. She like lying, keeping her little thing up, and then Montana's still keeping her whole thing up. So I don't know what the heck is about to happen, because y'all got two killers in your like little midst. I don't know if Montana's actually killed someone yet, but you still got two people who basically are portraying themselves to be one way and they're not. Lord, let me get my words together. But then we see Ramirez and Donna. So Donna wake up, then she looking at Jesus, be offense, Lord. Ramirez wakes up. He hears the little Satan voices, and then his eyes turn black, and then he starts levitating, and then his wounds are healing. Donna look in the bushes like, oh Lord, what is happening right now? And then Ramirez sees her, and then it goes off. I was like, well, I'll be damned. The twists just keep coming. I was just like, you know what, y'all? I knew Margaret had something to do with this, but I didn't think that she was like actually the killer, and that Mr. Jingles like was totally innocent. That's so messed up. I hope he beat your ass. I hope he stab you, slash you, whatever he got to do. But this was actually a really great episode. Like, I didn't see all of those twists coming. Definitely didn't think that Satan was about to heal Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and bring him back to life. I don't know what the heck is going on with this. But, y'all, I was pleasantly entertained. I like this true killers. Like, we find out who the true killers of the episode are. Margaret, Ramirez, we know he a killer, but like, y'all, this fool, she chopped her own ear off. That girl stood there like it was nothing. I said, well, I'll be damned. It's just too much for me. But I actually really enjoyed this episode. Like, the last 15 minutes, that did that for me. I was like, okay, now I see why y'all was on my ass to get this damn review out. I get it now. I apologize. I am sorry. Can't say it'll never happen again, because you just never know what's going to happen in my life. But those are pretty much my thoughts on American Horror Story 1984, Season 9, Episode 4, True Killers. As always, my name is Sharonda from Pair Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. I'll see you soon.